Dynamite Delight. This show. I know people are going to say this show was great, this was outrageous. I can't say that because I don't know what exactly I saw. Did I see a good show? For the most part, it was okay. But did I see a lot of issues with this show? Hell yeah. Guys, I don't know about you, but if you were able to watch this, I know there's some of my subscribers who can't watch Dynamite or Rampage because they can't get it in their country or they just don't have the time to watch it. I'm going to show images in here. I thought I'm not going to show. I'm going to show some images, but they won't show and represent everything. But when you watch this show, particularly what happened with MJF or Max Freeman, as he literally said it, this show was off. A lot of wrestlers were botching their promos. A lot of wrestlers were botching on their moves. I mean, I've noticed on and off with AEW, like all promotions, some wrestlers mess up their moves. But I don't know what was going on. But if you guys did watch the show, you could tell that some of the wrestlers were messing up their moves because most of the time you could see when they kind of flow or maybe when they talk about choreographing some of the stuff. But it was off. This show was off. Now, it doesn't mean it was a bad show, but there was something wrong here. Flat out, something had to happen in the back that has thrown people off, and you could feel it. Even Chris Jericho, during one of his segments, you could tell, yeah, he doing what he needed to do, but he was upset. Let's go to the first match. There was no opening segment, which like WWE, MLW, or Impact Wrestling would do. We went straight to a match. It was FTR and the CM Punk versus the Gun Club and the Caster. I'm telling you this. If people don't like the Acclaim with Bowman and Caster, you need to see how over they are, because Caster, he's over when it comes to his rapping. And now hearing that Leah Hirsch lost her the defamation of character, seeing that Johnny Depp won and Leah Hirsch was chewed on by Caster, everybody was going a little nuts over that. So this match was fine until we saw some botches. We saw botches from Dash. We saw botches from CM Punk jump. I didn't catch the shot, but CM Punk wanted to springboard off the top turn rope. He botched his ass off. And at the end of the match, when he got the pin on, I think it was Caster, he got the pin on, I'm not sure. He had to go, sorry. Everybody seemed to be off. Now, was the segment afterward? It wasn't bad. You could hear Dash was a little off because he was out of breath. You didn't hear much from Cash. But CM Punk, he was out of breath. Probably exhausted or whatever was going on. Everyone seemed to be tired or stressed out or whatever. Something just didn't seem to me right. Now, seeing that Tomoishi, I'm mispronouncing this. Tomoishi. Tomohashi. There you go. Tamahashi. The legend of New Japan Pro Wrestling. I've only seen a little bit of him. Hell, I got one movie that he did that was about a wrestler when he was a bad guy wrestler that turned back to a good guy when he... I can't remember the name of the movie because I got it, but I haven't seen it in a while. He was a good guy wrestler that got hurt. Then he had to go into a tag team as a bad guy, and then they tried to turn him a good guy again, but then he stayed bad guy, but people respected him. He's interesting. So, seeing this was fine. It was okay. Now, Miro versus the returning Miro with no CJ, no Lana. What happened to Lana? Is she pregnant? Did she decide to do something else other than wrestling? That's a good question. Is she in another promotion? That's also a good question. I don't have the answer. You guys can tell me below what you think, what you know. But Miro was by himself, and I think he really needs TJ. I really do believe he needs his wife by his side, even though he was way over when he had to face Johnny wrestling, and Johnny jobbed his ass off for him. That's okay, even though I kind of wish they wouldn't go there with Johnny. I kind of hope that they're going to move Johnny from AEW over to... Look, going over to ROH would be a downgrade for him, but I think he'll be more happier there because they can give him more spotlight. That's what I think. But seeing that Miro's back is fine. It just counts on how they're going to book him. Next. The 10-man tag. Guys, that was just a big clusterfuck. I saw Hikuleo from Bullet Club there. It's great to see him. But at one point, he was dumped on his head on the outside. I don't even remember who dumped him. That got me nervous. This match was very high paced, very high flying. It was like they were trying to make up for what happened in the sort of beginning of the show. But guys, they were trying hard to get the people not to pay attention to what happened. You will know what I'm ending with. You know what I'm ending with. You know what I'm ending with, but still they were trying the hardest. It was like everyone was trying so hard to make up for what happened during the show. Was it a bad match? No. Did the heels win? Yes. The heels did win. You did see a little bit of Adam Cole. I'm seeing him with the title and being called King of Hearts and Britt Baker being called Queen of Hearts makes sense. The question is going to be, will you have them work together periodically? Yes, they both have to do their own divisions, but have them come together once in a while for a pay-per-view or something special to make it special. Like you got the King of Hearts, you got the Queen of Hearts. They're both together. Make it mean something. That's what I'm hoping for. Now, let me put it like this. Britt Baker and Hayter versus Soho and Storm. The question I have is this. What are they doing with Soho now? What are they going to do with Storm now? That's the big question for me personally. Because now you're going to be focusing more on the Queen of Hearts, Britt Baker, than anything else. Yes, Thunder Rosa is going to have a moment. Yes, you're going to see a little bit of the baddies with the little bit of the Jade Cargill. I'll talk about them in a minute with Athena. But this is going to be more about Britt than anything else. Unless they're just going to let her slide under and not be really paid attention to, this is still about Britt. So the question is going to be what's going to happen to Soho and what's going to happen to Storm. I'm hoping they'll be doing something on Dynamite more, or at least Rampage more. Hell, if you can't do anything with them on Rampage, when you start getting ROH straightened out and make it mean something, put them there. Make them stars there if you don't have the room on Dynamite or Rampage. I'm just saying. Of course, you know who won that match, and you don't need to say anything more than that. But the question is being, what will Soho and Storm going to be doing? Now, let's get to the Athena segment. Was it good to see Athena, the Fallen Goddess? I like that. The Fallen Goddess of Athena. I'll give you like this. I think I'm botching here. Because I'm wondering where they're going. Are they going to make this more about Jade Cargill completely? Or are they going to make this mean something with Athena? It's going to be something for Kiera Hogan and Red Velvet? Because I'm wondering, what are they doing with them? I know there were people that said, why are you worried? They're going to make it all mean something. Why are you shitting on it? I wasn't shitting on it. Guys, at this point, what has Kiera Hogan done? Tell me. Goose egg, nothing. What has Red Velvet done? She has worked with Chris Statlander. Yes, the segment she had at the end of seeing Athena saying she's coming for that title means something. Seeing Jade Cargill come out with Red Velvet and Kiera Hogan, along with the new coordinator. I can't remember what he called himself. Manager, coordinator, whatever he's going to call himself. I'm saying it's good to see that they got the right manager. Smart Mark Sterling, great. He did a good job, but seeing this guy from Diamond Mine, I always forget his name, but seeing him there, it feels like it's important. He has that air of him that feels important. But the question's going to be, with him there, will Red Velvet mean something? Will Kiera Hogan mean something? Or is this all about Jade Cargill? Look, I love me Jade. Who don't love Jade Cargill? But I want to see other women get over. And then we have Athena. And after her podcast with Chris Van Vliet, whether you like her as a WWE wrestler or not, she had been treated badly. And she left. She took her ball and went home. She quit until they let her go. That's the truth. That is what she said, and that is what happened. So it is like with some people who's trying to get this. She didn't want that. She wants to be a wrestler. So I'm hoping she's not going to drop off just like, guess who? A Ruby Soho. Possibly, hopefully not, but possibly a Toni Storm. The question is going to be, what are they going to do with Athena? This is my big question. Particularly now they get Anna Jade in the mix along with Chris Statlander. I'm hoping to do something with these three women. Not worrying about Jade Cargill. Not worrying about Anna Jade. Not worrying about Chris Statlander. I'm worried about Athena. I'm worrying about Red Velvet. And I'm worrying about Kiera Hogan. I'm worried about them because I don't know where they're going to go with Athena. And I definitely don't see anything right now for a Velvet or Hogan. On Rampage, barely seen them. On Dynamite, barely seen them. And when it comes to Elevation and Dark, that don't mean shit. Now, let's get to Wardlow. I kind of wish Wardlow did not have his music. He has the feel of a Goldberg. Why not play into it? They didn't do that. They had him come out. They didn't play the music at first. People saying Wardlow, and then they play the music, which I do not agree with. Let him come out like damn Goldberg. He feels like a Goldberg. He's acting like a Goldberg. Make him a freaking Goldberg knockoff. People will like it. Now, did he destroy his opponent? Yep. But I don't understand Smart Mark Sterling. What the fuck is that? He's suing Wardlow over the security guards that have been getting their asses whipped for weeks. And now he's going to court. Really? I understand why he did it. Because you will hear my feelings about the end of the show. But really? And he powerbombed someone into oblivion. One of those wonderful security guards who handed him, instead of leaving really quickly, he gets powerbombed into oblivion. We get this situation. Now, where they're going, I don't know. I want to see where they're going to go with Wardlow. I want to see. And Smart Mark Sterling. It's going to be interesting. Now, what else do we have? The Jericho Appreciation Society. Pretty much, I'm going to boil it down to one bit. Blood and Guts. June 29th, I believe. Can't remember. I think it's June 29th. I can't remember when. But no, it can't be June 29th. Is it 21st or 29th? I can't remember. But now they want to do a Blood and Guts match. Fine. They need... I can't say they need it, but they want to try and settle things. The question is how they're going to go around with it. Now, as I said early in this video, when you look at Chris Jericho, when he did his segment, before he got his hair cut off by Ortiz, he seemed upset. He looked upset. He didn't just look like he was in character. He looked honestly upset. So you wonder, did this affect him? Like a lot of people on the damn roster. Now, what else do we have here? I know I'm going to be missing stuff, guys. I'm sorry if I'm missing anything. Moxley versus Garcia. It was at the end of the show. They did a 3-minute overrun, almost 4. Damn good match. Very bloodied because Moxley's stitches reopened. And it was a lot of chain wrestling. Interesting chain wrestling at the very end. I actually liked it. In the end, the way they went 3 minutes or 4 minutes over was fine with me. I'm glad they did. It helped the product. As for me seeing blood and guts, I'll see it. And I probably will enjoy it. But the question's going to be, what would they do afterward? I'm kind of looking long term, guys. Particularly what I'm about to talk about now. Let's get to it, baby. We have to get to MJF. This is what everyone's going to talk about. Motherfucker, you know 100% every podcaster, everybody who's going to be doing live streams and podcasting, whether it's on YouTube or freaking Twitch, are going to talk about MJF and what he did. The question is this a shoot or is this a work shoot? Now, I did not cover this on a Gump Report. I didn't do it. Because at the time, I didn't really think about it. Due to the fact of, as I've said, I have not been myself lately. And I didn't know about what happened with the meetup that his appearance before Double or Nothing. He was supposed to be in an appearance. He didn't show up. Many people believe that he basically didn't want to do it. And there were some reports that he actually went and got a plane ticket to leave where he was in Las Vegas. Many people wondered if MJF was going to lose his job. Many people wondered if he was going to be at Double or Nothing, which he did, and got powerbombed into oblivion 10 or 12 times. I think it was 10 times. Many people believed that he's done, or that he was going to be in trouble with Tony Khan. We didn't know how he was going to react. To be honest, after hearing what hearing what just Alex and JD said, and hearing a little bit of the wrestling and podcast, a little bit, I wondered, is this going to be something interesting? Because we have had work shoots before. We've had CM Punk, 2011 to 2022, you got about, 11 years. 11 years since the pipe bomb was exploded in WWE, where he literally was allowed to say his grievances, say exactly how he felt. And a little later, he eventually was released, about 2 years later. Say about 2 or 3 years later, he was released. So when you see this situation, you wonder, Tony tried to give MJF more money, but he wanted more time. He wanted him to stay a couple of more years. Now, I don't know if they made the signing or not. I don't know. This could be it, because this could be a real work. I mean, a real shoot, not work. The reason I'm getting confused is because I'm trying to wrap this around my head. Or wrap this... He's in my face. If I've been putting images in my face, he's in my damn face. This boy made it very clear. I am not MJF. I am Max Freeman. And I have been busting my ass for this damn company since it opened 3 years ago. He doesn't say 3 years ago, but he made it very clear. He's been busting his ass for this, and he is not happy that I should be paid less than some fucking WWE guy. He doesn't say fucking until the very end when he started cursing, but he made it very clear. Compared to everybody else, and this is what I've been telling you guys that many of you don't understand. There's so many people that care about the high spots. They care about the wrestling. What makes a pro wrestler work is 5 tools. 5, guys. And it's not just working in the ring. It's got to be more. You got to have some mic skills. You got to have some charisma. You got to be able to go in the ring. You got to be able to tell a story in the ring. And you got to have a certain look. That is how it really works. No matter how much people want to say that wrestling has changed since the 70s, 80s, and the 90s. Hasn't. What draws people in, not just hardcore fans, but regular, ordinary fans, and people who might actually become fans, is someone like an MJF. The guy's a freaking prick. We know this. It's one of the reasons why he works so well. He's a damn prick, but he's a prick that knows how to talk. He has a certain look. He has a damn set of charisma that is no doubt better than most. He knows how to talk in the mic. He can tell a story in the ring. Can he go a little overboard with that story? Yes, he can. But he's that good that he has all the tools. And he's not lying. Everything that people have been loving for 3 years when it comes to MJF, even that song and dance he did with Chris Jericho in 2020, I believe. I can't remember when. I think it's 2020 when he did it, or 21. Somewhere in the middle of 20 and 21. They did a damn song and dance, and people adored it. Guys, MJF is one of the rare type of wrestlers that has it. And when it comes down to it, he also has one big it, and that is his fucking ego. His ego is bigger than my apartment building times 10. And that has always been a major issue. Look with Hulk Hogan, look with the Ultimate Warrior, look with Macho Man Randy Savage, Ric Flair. Yes, Rick will put other people over, but when it's time to work in politics, in the back, he's no different than anybody else, like Steve Austin or The Rock or anyone else. Even my Naomi. That woman will politic her ass if it's necessary. Feel the glow? They showed it on Total Divas that she had to politic herself in the back and pitch her ass to get what she wanted until she went and did something without permission. So every wrestler does it. And in his case, due to the fact of where he's been on the card, this is the top of the card. He's been either here or he's been here. Here, 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 here. He has been one step below the card, or he has been at the top of the card. He has been there since this damn place opened. And no matter how much anybody wants to think, you know what? I'm going to tell you a story. Quick story. The first time I ever saw MJF was not in AEW. You want to know why I saw him? National Wrestling League. In 17 or 18, I saw him in Kansas City, and he was still doing the MJF stick. And he had been doing it there. The very person you see here is pretty much the same person there, just more seasoned, with more people to talk to, more experience, being at a high profile place with some of the best wrestlers and talkers in the business that has helped him to refine what he already had. And when I saw him in National Wrestling League, as they said it, he already had it, but it wasn't refined enough yet. Now it is refined. In these 3 years, he's been in the company since 2019. He has been a member for nearly 3 years, or more than 3 years, and literally, guys, he has been the top caliber person there. And what he said isn't 100% wrong. Tony has been bringing a lot of WWE wrestlers. He has been bringing some indie wrestlers, but the majority has been WWE. Now, does MJF deserve the right to be paid more for what he's done? Of course he does. Does he have the right to complain about that? Of course he has. He's been one of the top talent, or the top talent that people have been talking about for nearly 2.5 to 3 years. But as it stands now, what did we actually see on Dynamite? Was it a total shoot? Was it a work shoot? That's what we got to question here. Was this a work shoot like CM Punk? CM Punk was told, you can go out and say whatever the hell you want, and that's where the pipe bomb had hit. But they didn't expect that, so he did an actual shoot. He was frustrated. He was angry. That was back in 2011 to 12. He was frustrated. He was done. He wanted to say how he felt, so they gave him a live mic, and he went out there and did the pipe bomb where eventually he was cut off. And then they made a storyline after that, basing it on his frustrations. Because if you remember what happened back then, after that happened, he went away for a while, he came back, and then he was in a storyline where he wasn't treated right by Vince. And he wanted something better from Triple H. That was before Triple H actually started doing NXT. What do we have here? I don't know. I don't know if this is a work shoot or if this was an actual shoot. It feels like an actual shoot. But with MJF, you can't tell because he's so damn good in what he does. You can't tell the difference right now. So all I can tell you is this. Was this damn real looking? Hell yeah. Was it real? Real? I don't know. This could be a work shoot, or this could be a flat out shoot, and he could be fired right now from AEW flat out. Because he was cursing his ass off at the very end when they cut that shit, and then they tried to make up for it and tried to repeat exactly what they did before MJF came out, like it never existed, which it did. So I do not know which one it is. It does feel like it's real, but it could be a work shoot that Tony might have told him, look, you want to get paid? I'll pay you. If you do the 2 years or not do 2 years, I'm going to pay you. And then he said, fine, I'll take it. But I want to make something out of this. Let's make this into an angle where you try to get rid of me while I curse my ass off. You bleep every last word. So when it comes to this, he's in my face again. Hopefully I am putting images in here. He's in my face again. If he did this and people believe 100% at first that this is a shoot, he pulled their asses in. He's going to go, this is MJF on the lake of the wrestling fan and the internet. And he's right here with his pole, and he's like with a cigar in his mouth going, I don't smoke, but this is really good. Tony, how many fish you want? 1 million or 2 million? He says 2 million. Hang on, I'll get you something. I almost got something. I got that fish. I got them. That's what this could be. But it also could be that he really was genuinely pissed off. He's done with everybody, and he just tried to get himself fired. I don't know. Tell me below what you feel. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace.